How about a story while I'm making my macaroni and cheese? And this is not a sponsored video by gum. I bought that Kraft macaroni and cheese with my own money. My own money. Far be it for me to beg for free macaroni and cheese. Anyway, I could talk about macaroni and cheese forever. 5 minutes to go. So this is going to be less than a 5-minute story. The first thing I need to get out of the way right now is don't mess around with mushrooms. The title of the story is The Mushroom Woman and the Werewolves. There's different classes of poisons within the kingdom fungi, mushrooms. Some of them will give you intestinal trouble, nausea. Some of them you can't eat. They're edible, but if you mix them with alcohol, like a beer or a glass of wine, you'll get into trouble. Some of them give you what would be like an allergic reaction, and this can vary from individual to individual. Some of them are psychoactive. Actually, the compounds that make you see pretty colors and think weird thoughts, considered a toxin in some ways. And then there's those, and I'm thinking of a couple amanitas, the death cap and the destroying angel, which they'll kill you before you know it. They're sneaky because how those toxins work is they wind up killing your liver and probably some other assorted internal organs over a period of a few days. And when you notice that there's something off, it's too late. They basically melt your insides. Bad stuff. Amanitas. Not like eating too many melt caps, you know, which just make you extremely regular, let's say. But there was a time in this settlement, this village, this burg, this hamlet, where this sickness flowed through the community. And it affected people in different ways, but one way it affected a certain group of people is it turned them into werewolves. They weren't like zombies that moved slow and couldn't think. I mean, these people are capable. They're a fighting force to be reckoned with. And they would go from house to house on raids. They would do that. People couldn't stop them. They were an unstoppable force of werewolves. Until they weren't. People started talking. Have you been raided by the werewolves? Attacked by the werewolves? And no, I haven't seen the werewolves in a while. You know what we ought to do? Just because we need to be careful in case they come back, let's have a town meeting. Let's discuss this whole episode and figure out what happened. Where are the werewolves? And if they come back, what can we do about it to make them go away again? So they organized their town meeting. Everyone showed up, including the little mushroom woman in the back. She's just kind of sitting there by herself, this little old lady who, you know, wouldn't be considered by many to be a powerful person, but she was in the way that she was wise and knew the ways of nature. She knew her plants. She knew her funguses. She knew basically everything that nature had to offer, both good and bad. And they were talking about it. Some people were boasting, I got rid of the werewolves. They were afraid of me, so they left. And I just use werewolves as a term to describe like some form of monsters. They're not really werewolves. But in the back, not saying anything, not complaining, not wondering, but actually kind of chuckling to herself, was Mushroom Woman. Somebody asked her, Mushroom Woman, why are you laughing like that? Why do you seem so content and happy? And she goes, well, I was the one that actually got rid of the werewolves. And they're like, how could you do that? You're not a fighting force. You're just a kindly, gentle little old lady who lives amongst nature. And she goes, very true. But you can't always fight force with force. You have to be clever about it. I know my plants. I know my funguses. I know my funguses. I know what werewolves like. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Well, my friends, it's about time for me to finish the preparation of this highly ingenious little boxed meal. And maybe gave you something to think about. Have a good one. Thank you for watching, and beware of the Mushroom Woman.